met William Butler Yeats, one of Ireland's greatest poets, and was a giant of the 20th century literary work, descended from a Protestant family influenced by his father. He married Georgie Hyde Lees and had two children, famous and as a young poet and playwright. Historically, it described as spiritual, chameleonic, and dreamer. He was the highest representative of the Renaissance of modern Irish literature and was one of the most outstanding authors. He is a symbol in his country for his defense of the new Irish state. His work in the foundation of the National Theatre, the quality of his work that freed the local riding of the Victorian times. The Irish poet and senator made history when he received the Nobel Prize for Literature, being the first Irish citizen to achieve such an award. He was a symbol poet who used allusive images as a symbolic structure throughout his career. He was a man of many interests: Ireland, literature, folklore, theatre, politics, the occult, and a major influence of modern Irish cultural identity. While yet early poetry drew heavily Irish myth and folklore, his later work engaged with more contemporary themes, and his style underwent a dramatic transformation. William Butler Yeats' early work were heavily influenced by Percy Shelley, Edmund Spenser, and the writing of William Blake. He also met Maud Gonne, an ardent nationalist and supporter of Irish independence. She became his muse and greatly inspired his work. He co-founded the Rhyme Club. The club was a London-based group of poets who met regularly in taverns to recite their verses and thus managed to publish their anthologies. The group as a whole coincides quite closely with what will be called the tragic generation, destined for failure and, in many cases, death at an earlier age. His physical interest also inspired by a study of Hinduism, occultism, astrology, formed much of the basics of his poetry. He became a member of the paranormal research organization, the Ghost Club, and remained interested in the subject throughout life. He wrote lyrical and symbolic poems on Irish pagan themes, such as Tangerine of Oisin, and another poems was his first publication outside of magazine. The Lake is Island of Innisfree, and the book of Irish poem is a romantic and melancholic tone that he believed to be characteristic of the Celt. His memoirs are an impeccable reflection of one of the golden age British literature. The Yeats family donated to the National Library of Ireland a vast and invaluable collection of manuscripts and books by William Butler Yeats. It is hard to think of any other modern writer who was being commemorated by such an evocative spectacle. The Jet exhibition is a gem and completely free of charge.